Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. Well, we're going to look at Psalm 6. Psalm 6 is a psalm of David. We're not sure when he wrote it. He could have written this psalm as he was fleeing from Absalom, along with Psalms 3, 4, and 5. And he has, of course, gotten old, and maybe he is failing in the administration of his kingdom, and that's what Solomon uses to steal the hearts of the people of Israel, to turn them against David, his father, as he leads this insurrection against him, and David is fleeing. If you remember, Psalm 3 was a mourning psalm. So David is dealing with the insurrection, and he cries out for the Lord in the morning to help him. And then we know Psalm 4 is an evening psalm. As he lays down and sleep in peace, he knows that God is going to keep him in safety. And then in Psalm 5, it's another morning psalm, as we said. Now Psalm 6, we find, is an evening psalm. So it's interesting. Morning and evening, David is crying out to the Lord. Verse 6, I am weary with my groaning. All night I make my bed swim. I drench my couch with my tears. That's verse 6 in this chapter. So it's an evening psalm. This psalm also is one of the penitential psalm, one of 7. Actually, in chapter 32 is another one, 38, 51, 102, 130, and 143. 7 penitential psalms. These are psalms that David is feeling the chastening of the Lord, and he's crying out to God for mercy because of his sin. So it's a psalm of confession, a psalm of saying, I know you're chastening me. Your hand is heavy upon me, and Lord, I need your mercy. I need your mercy. And so this is one of those psalms. So let me read several of the verses here, and we'll give some exposition about it, and hopefully some encouragement. What I love about the Psalms, and this is for you and me both, we're emotional creatures, no doubt, all of us. God made us with emotions. We can feel joy and happiness and have peace, but we can also feel anger and anguish and pain and suffering and feel hate. And we have all sorts of emotions, jealousy, all these things are emotions that we have. And God made us to experience these emotions, and it's not wrong to have the emotions and these feelings, but what we do with them is what really matters. And so Psalms gives us a release, allows us to cry out to God and tell Him how we feel. Instead of telling everybody around us and complaining and griping and moaning and getting bitter, we tell God. And if there's one person who knows how we feel, it's God. And He is the only one that's really able to help us in the midst of our pain and suffering. So this is a penitential psalm. David has sinned. He committed the terrible sin of adultery and murder. And then he tried to cover it up and all that. But finally, God brought his sin to light, and everybody knew about it. And David is dealing with the after effects of it. And so this is one of those psalms again where David, like Psalm 51, is saying, my sin is ever before me. And God, now I'm dealing with your chastening hand, and Lord, I need your mercy. So he says, O Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, nor chasten me in your hot displeasure. Have mercy on me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are troubled. My soul also is greatly troubled, but you, O Lord, how long? So right here in the first 3 verses, we see the pain of the chastening, the disciplining hand of God upon David, and he feels it. It reminds me of Hebrews chapter 12, though. Our Father in heaven is not a Father who disciplines us because He is angry with us, even though He is angry at our sin that has brought us so much suffering in our life. He is angry at those who turn against us and try to put us down. But my friend, God loves us and chastens us. Hebrews 12, as a father chastens and loves his children, it's all for our good. So David is feeling the pain of this chastening, of this discipline, but David knows it's for his good. And so it's not when can I get out of this, it's what can I get out of this as I have to go through this time of suffering, this night in my life that hurts and I'm very painful. And so he says, my soul, I'm weak and I'm greatly troubled. So you see the anguish of his soul as he cries out to God for mercy. And my friend, that's what we can do. And I trust even today, if this is your plight, This is your condition. You will take time to cry out to God. Read this psalm out loud. Make it yours personally, telling the Lord how you feel. God bless you, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.